Good afternoon, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here, for stopping on in, clicking the video, because there's a lot of other places you could have clicked, a lot of other pixels out there, perhaps some more attractive than where you've clicked, but I appreciate you joining me here nonetheless. Today, we're going to listen to this track, Between the Dirt and the Stars, by Chapin Carpenter. Hopefully I'm pronouncing her middle name correctly there. This is off of her album of the same name, 16th studio album from her, released in 2020. We're listening to this track because it was suggested and sponsored by Tom. Tom, thank you so much for the recommendation. Thank you so much for the support as well. I can't say that I've heard of Miss Carpenter, but I'm pulling up her information right now. It's got me kind of interested because it's a 7-minute song. Anything beyond 5 minutes always catches my attention, kind of no matter what. Looking at the album cover, I'm kind of thinking folk, indie folk, to be precise, but of course we could be wrong. And I see that she had also been mentioned as well by Michael Kolb and Saturnine Bear. So thank you guys so much as well for the suggestion. Let's go ahead and dive on into the track. We'll discuss it a little bit after. You know what I probably should do is pull up the track. That would be helpful. The Dirt Between. Here we go. Found it. Here we go. Hold on. Apparently I played the single. I'm just making sure we're playing the right version. I want to play the album version. Start it over. I got you. Organ sneaking in.
Try to conjure up a night of jessamine upon the air. I'm 17 and in a car, ready to ride anywhere. The summer night sticks to my skin and beer's gone to my head. My arm hangs out the window and I can't hear what you just said over the radio. Wild, wild horses. Everything you'll ever know is in the choruses. Everything that made you whole, everything that broke your heart, whatever called you by your soul, and piece by piece took you apart. Every spark you ever chased, all the faith love robbed you of, every light the dark erased, every cause that gave you up.
Great run on.
Turn on the radio. Wild, wild horses. Everywhere we'd ever go is in the choruses. Standing on the porch tonight, all I hear is a distant car, watching the fading light between the dirt and the stars, between the rough and smooth and the easy and the hard. A lonely sound of loneliness that's shaped just like my heart.
Guitar came out so naturally.
Years will pass before we turn to face the place where we come from. Years will pass before we learn what time denies to everyone. If we're lucky, ghosts and prayers, our company, not enemies. I time travel straight back there when you were singing gratitude.
Great verse.
Along with the radio. Wild, wild horses. Everything you'll ever know was in the choruses over the radio. Wild, wild horses, everywhere we'll ever go, was in the choruses.
Vibe out to this song, let it ride. Big organ rip. The band is just leading us off stage. They're just going at this point. Car drives off into the night. I love a song with a good, powerful instrumental section after the singing's all said and done, after the words have been spoken and there's no more left to say. I love how we just let the music ride and tell the rest of the tale. And I think that this track does that absolutely brilliantly. So first of all, I can't help but say that Carpenter has a certain delivery, a certain cadence, kind of reminiscent of Joni Mitchell. I have to throw that out there. But let's stick with Miss Carpenter herself, whose voice has such a beautiful humility to it, in which it sounds like it's traveled all of these roads before, thoroughly experienced, has her heart broken, mended, healed, broken again, mended, put together, and all of this experience, pain of love and loss and love return. I think echoes really nicely in her voice, in her words, the experience with which she speaks of. It comes through really nicely. I love that touch of organ that seeps in amongst the grass of the music underneath the undertow, and then kind of builds itself back up, obviously, into the chorus of the song, but later on into the instrumental ending there, in which everybody gets to go off a little bit more so the guitar, which in this album is performed by Duke Levin, or Levine? Duke is performing the guitar here. And I like how it's an obviously powerful guitar solo at the end that really takes things off alongside the drums and everyone else involved in the organ, like I said. But I like how, at least in my opinion, still the guitar actually plays kind of restrained. It's not like he's playing quick, fast tempo notes, not trying to Van Halen the thing. He's just playing those long, big notes and into those big, powerful moments, the big crashes of waves that keep you rocking in your seat or standing on your feet and keeps your heart pounding and thumping. And I like how we get quite a period of time with that involved. Matt Rawlings on the piano and on the organ here as well, which I really enjoy. Like I said, the contribution of that organ in here. But otherwise, it's obviously Miss Carpenter who's leading and taking this thing. And I like how it starts off with, lyrics and the story, and then the music takes over from that point forward. Let's take a look here at the lyrics. Try to conjure up a night of jessamine upon the air. I'm 17 and in a car, ready to ride anywhere. Hopeful youth. This summer night sticks to my skin, and the beer's gone to my head. My arm hangs out the window, and I can't hear what you just said. Just careless, lost in her thoughts. Over the radio, wild, wild horses. Everything you'll ever know is in the choruses. I like that. The idea that everything you need to know is in the choruses of a song. And here, obviously this is the chorus, and over the radio, wild, wild horses. Perhaps everything we'll need to know is in this chorus as well. Perhaps fourth wall breaking. But there was something I was going to say. There was another point I was about to make, but I just lost it. Maybe to come back. Everything that made you whole, everything that broke your heart. Now we're explaining what you'll find in those choruses. Whatever called you by your soul and piece by piece took you apart. Every spark you ever chased, all the faith love robbed you of. Every light the dark erased, every cause that gave you up. And of course, to repeat the chorus there. Standing on the porch tonight, all I hear is a distant car, watching the fading light between the dirt and the stars. I like that. Because at first, looking at the title of the album, and of course this track, Between the Dirt and the Stars, I'm thinking between the earth and the heavens, and just life in between. But now we get something a little bit more, for lack of a better word, relatable. As a car drives off, presumably a leaving of sorts, perhaps romantically, or it could be anything. There's the dirt, of course, kicked up by the car, and the stars, and it kind of leaves a little bit of a haze in the air. And the easy and the hard, the lonely sound of loneliness that shaped just like my heart. Years will pass before we turn to face the place where we come from. Years will pass before we learn what time denies to everyone. This is a fantastic line, by the way, these next two. If we're lucky, ghosts and prayers are company, not enemies. The things that you hope for and the things that you've lost. That's a great line. My favorite in this track. I time travel straight back there when you were singing back to me. And of course, it repeats from there as well. I think that's brilliant. I really love this line, though. That's my favorite part of the track here. Let's look at some of the info here. It was a single release from her album, obviously. And I don't think that the first track I started, it was the same track, but it was the single version. It was just put out as the single, separately from everything. So I wanted to make sure I had the album version. It explores one of Carpenter's favorite lyrical themes, the way heartache from the past informs the present. The song's chorus interpolates a bit of the Rolling Stones' iconic Wild Horses. I should have known that. And ends with an extended instrumental outro, making it one of the longest in her discography. I think that was a really wonderful, powerful track, not only musically, which is obvious, but especially lyrically. I not only like the way that she sings and performs, but I think the lyrics she writes is really fantastic. Because I like lyrics that, to me, are relatively direct and straightforward, but you could also kind of dive into some of the symbolism and the metaphors, of different parts of it as well. And I think that this track does so brilliantly, to be honest. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments down below. Tom, thank you so much for the recommendation, the suggestion, the support. I appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Come on back tomorrow, and I'll see you then. Bye, guys.